Today we're going to read from the Little Miss series of books. Book 7, Little Miss Giggle. Can you giggle and eat cornflakes at the same time? Little Miss Giggle could. Do you giggle while you're asleep? Little Miss Giggle does. Can you giggle while you're brushing your teeth? Little Miss Giggle could. She was the giggliest girl in the world, and she lived in Chocolate Cottage. But one terrible day last summer, you'll never guess what happened. She lost her giggle. Just like that. Gone. She had woken up giggling as usual. She had giggled her way downstairs as usual. She had giggled while she was having breakfast as usual. But while she was out walking in the woods around Chocolate Cottage, she realized that she wasn't giggling. She stopped. That's odd, she thought to herself. Now, ordinarily, she would have giggled to herself, but not today. She tried. Nothing happened. She tried again. Nothing happened again. Oh dear, she thought miserably. And as she walked along, a little tear trickled down her cheek. She met Mr. Happy, who was out for his usual morning stroll. Hello, little Miss Gill, he laughed. And how are we today? But then he noticed her sad little face. What's happened? He asked anxiously. You're the happiest person I know, he paused. Next to myself, of course, he added hastily. I've lost my giggle, she explained miserably. Lost your giggle? He asked in bewilderment. Mr. Happy scratched his head. He said. Well, we'll have to just find it again, won't we? Little Miss Giggle nodded, but not very hopefully. Come on, he said, and seizing her by the hand, he took her off to see Mr. Funny. There's nobody like Mr. Funny for a giggle, he said. But it was no use. Mr. Funny tried and tried to produce a giggle, even a chuckle or even a smile, but little Miss Giggle just couldn't. Tell you what, said Mr. Funny, I'll tell you my very latest joke. Made it up myself, he added modestly. Very funny. He could hardly get to the end of the joke for laughing, and when he had finished, both he and Mr. Happy nearly fell over. They were laughing so much. But little Miss Giggles? It's no use, she sighed. I'm going to be miserable for the rest of my life. I know I am. Then she thought, and I'll have to change my name, she sobbed. And she started to cry again. Big fat tears. Oh dear me. So Mr. Happy took her to see Mr. Topsy-Turvy to ask his advice. Good morning, he said cheerfully, and then he caught sight of little Miss Giggle's sad face. Matters the what? He asked. He always spoke back to front. Mr. Happy explained what had happened. Dear oh, he exclaimed. Then he thought. Doctor, he said, Doctor, the sea to her take. That's a good idea, said Mr. Happy, and took her straight away to see Dr. Make-You-Well. Mr. Happy told the doctor all about little Miss Chuckle's lack of giggle. He said, put out your tongue. Not you, you silly Billy, he said to Mr. Happy. Little Miss Giggles put out her tongue. Looks all right to me, said Dr. Make-You-Well. Open your mouth. Dr. Make-You-Well peered inside. He said again. You're right. Not a giggle in sight. I'm sorry, he added, but there's nothing I can do for you. You'll just have to wait for your giggle to come back. Poor little Miss Giggles. Mr. Happy took her home, and even he, by this time, was not looking his cheerful self. What a sorry sight, don't you think? Why don't you try to giggle, he said hopefully. Little Miss Giggles opened her mouth. Ha ha ha, she said dolefully. He, she said miserably. Ho, 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 she added mournfully. It was no use at all. I'm sorry, I can't help you, said Mr. Happy, as they reached the garden gate of Chocolate Cottage. And as little Miss Giggles went sadly through her front door, he went home to think. The idea came to him while he was having lunch. He rubbed his hands with glee. Chee-hee, he chortled to himself. And later that afternoon, he knocked on the front door of Chocolate Cottage. Who's there? Asked a sad little voice. It's me, called Mr. Happy. I have a present for you. Little Miss Giggles, looking thoroughly miserable, opened the box. Here you are, said Mr. Happy, and handed her a large box. On the top of the box, in large letters, it said, 1 giggle, medium size, this side up, handled with care. Little Miss Giggles looked in the box in amazement. What is it? She asked. What it says it is, laughed Mr. Happy. You lost your giggle, so I have got you another one. That giggle cost me a lot of money, he added. Little Miss Giggles opened the box. But there's nothing in it, she exclaimed. Of course not, said Mr. Happy. Giggles are invisible. But that's absolutely ridiculous, said little Miss Giggles. It is, chuckled Mr. Happy. Of course it is, she giggled. She giggled. She giggled!